Hello guys, you're welcome to AI Tech Excel class. Today we'll be continuing the employee payroll. So like we did the previous video, we had the first name, last name, gender, hourly wage, hours worked and pay. Yes. So today, and remember we also did maximum, minimum, average and total. We'll be working on more calculations. Yes, calculations like hours, overtime hours using if, then overtime bonus, then total pay. So let's start. The first one is overtime hours. So let's do this. Overtime, just type it in, click enter. So overtime hours. So how do we calculate that? The first formula we're using is equals to hourly hours worked minus hourly wage. So can you see? Now let's do something again. Let's do equals to this minus this, enter. Can you see that we have the negative dollar sign? So I intentionally did this so we will know that the first thing we're picking is hours worked and not hourly wage. So now let's do it again. So that will be equals to hours worked minus hourly wage and enter. You can see, right? Don't forget, just self-fill all the way down. Yes, you can see we have a lot of these here. So first of all, it is hours, not a dollar, not in this thing, in dollar sign. So we'll come here and change it to general. Do you understand? Can you see? We change it to, so why are we having -8, -1, -6, -49? Do you understand? So we cannot use that formula. Do you understand? We do not want to see a negative sign. So this is where the if formula comes in. So that will be if equals to if, logical test, value if true, value if false. So that will be if hours worked, let's be very careful and observant, is greater than 40. So here we are assuming that the hours worked for employees in this company is 40. That's the standard hours worked. So comma, then the same hours worked, I hope we are following, the same hours worked minus the same, just click on it, hours worked minus 40 that we did the previous time, comma, then 0. We want to make this overtime hours look like if hours worked is greater than 40, then hours worked minus 40 will be equals to 0. So what you do after that, you add the operators and can you see? Instead of the -1 minus, let's self-fill it. Now can you see it? It has taken away all the negative signs and made sure that wherever the negative signs are supposed to be, it is now 0. Click on this, you see that it's still the same thing. So you can keep trying that. I'm sure you will understand it better. So the next one we are using right now is the overtime bonus. Let's calculate the overtime bonus. Yes, here we'll be using, let's assume, okay, Adenike is earning $20 as an hourly wage. So our overtime bonus is 0. So that means this company is going to be paying half of this hourly wage as overtime. Let's calculate it and see. So that will be equals to, let's come here. That's equals to 0.5 multiplied by hourly wage. Let me see. Multiplied by hours worked. It's very simple. 0.5 multiplied by hourly wage multiplied by hours worked. Then you click enter. Oh, sorry, we did it at the wrong so let's do Ctrl Z and come back here. Let's just do Ctrl Z. Yes, this is, so that will be equals to 0.5 multiplied by hourly wage multiplied by hours worked. You can see, then we click enter. Now you see over this, so this is the overtime bonus. Now let's click it. No, there's an error. There's an error. Thank God there's an error. Let's do it together again. So, because I wanted you to assume that, okay, if Nike's overtime hours is 0, so why is she having $400? So that's also a way to know that you're following. So 0.5 times hourly wage, like I said, times overtime hours, not hours worked. If you click here, you see that she has no overtime bonus. So self-fill it all the way down. Can you see? So we have some of them that did not even work up to 40 hours standard working time, so they have dash dash dash. So these people with values are the ones that worked overtime hours, and now it is calculated. Let's click on this 360. So he earns $80 per hour. Then he worked, his overtime working hours was 9, so you can see why he earned up to $360. So now let's move to the total pay. Now what is the total pay? How much will they earn after calculating the overtime hours, the bonus, and now calculating the pay? So let's calculate that. So that will be equals to this pay, the original pay, plus overtime bonus. I hope you understand. Click enter. You will notice that this same lady, Adenike, does not still have overtime bonus, so it's still remaining just her usual pay, which is 800. Can you see? So that means the formula is correct. So let's self-fill. Yes, now look at that. Yes, so for people that earned over, you can see 2000, earned overtime bonus 2100, 2150. So looking at it, you will see that yes, this is very correct. It is absolutely correct. So having calculated the overtime hours, overtime bonus, total pay, now let's highlight this, yes, and self-fill our maximum, minimum, average, and total. Yes, you can see it, we've self-filled it. But remember, overtime hours is not in $sign, so the usual thing to do is just highlight, go here and put it in general. You can see, so the maximum overtime hours that we have here is 11, the minimum is 0, the average is 3. Do you understand? Then the total is 60. Likewise, overtime bonus, you have the maximum, you have the minimum, you have the average and total. So likewise the total pay. So who is the highest pay? Who has the highest pay? Who has the highest pay? So So the highest paid is 5,650, and that's Temitope Yakubu. Yes, he earns $100 per hour. He works 51 hours. His overtime hours is 11 hours. So that is why he is the highest pay. So the minimum pay, who is that? 337. That's Howard Glenda. Oh, she earns $8.44 and works for exactly 40 hours. So she has no overtime hours. So this is what she earned. And so for the average, we have $1,336.51. Do you understand? So that is the average. I hope we're following. That's the average. So for the total, this is the total of the total pay. So that means this is the total pay the company is going to be dishing out at the end of the week. So I hope you learned one or two tricks from this. Just keep practicing and I'm sure you're going to get better at it. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, share to your friends, and also turn on your post notification. Thank you.